Just letting you know, this is only my spoiler first impressions of the episode. Check my pinned comment for a free gift related to this video. And to watch my unfiltered reactions with exclusive bonuses, join my Asha Media TV Club. The link is in the description box below. Now, here's my afterthoughts of this episode of Supernatural.
Okay, alright. One of those episodes had a lot of potential, but kind of faltered with the action sequences. Not necessarily the content, in my opinion. The action sequences, direction and all that wasn't the best. Maybe it was a rushed episode, which most episodes are these days with network TV, when you got so many episodes to cram in a certain period of time. But anyway, it had some good stuff, which I'm going to acknowledge, and few bad stuff, in my opinion. Overall, well, okay, let's start at the beginning. So, reintroduced back to Sioux Falls with Claire and Alex and Jody. And the opening was quite memorable, with Claire thinking she got some guy who she was probably thinking was the killer behind the disappearances. But I like what it led into, the fact that she's been hunting without success. And so it's pretty much cry wolf. And then finally, the one that she has been crying wolf about turned out to be true. So moving a little forward with that, let me touch on the Elvis burger. That was good. That was a good Dean moment. Dean and Sam moment, because Sam's reaction is just as entertaining as Dean's reaction to it, and just the banter back and forth. But burgers like that, I've had something similar, and I know there's all types. I mean, I think I once saw a picture of a stack of different types of donuts with different meat patties and bacon. Oh, bacon is what kind of gives it that yumminess. But yeah, lots of calories, and as Sam puts it, what is he like? He'd be one flat line away from. Oh yeah, I love when they get into that kind of sense of humor. I relate to it. So that's definitely something to not forget. The Elvis burger. Okay, now we have the whole high school thing, and it's weird because I think this is the first time where this has happened. I mean, if it's happened before, remind me, because I don't remember all instances, but I think I would remember if there was an episode where just the actor himself is a giveaway. So yeah, the boyfriend, I'm like, if I hadn't recognized him, would I have suspected him? Only on the basis of the fact that he was, like I said, the only other character that had extra dialogue. And usually, whenever there's going to be, when you're gonna suspect somebody, it has to be someone they've introduced already. So I think it's fair that I would have eventually suspected him, but I don't think I would have as soon as the fact that I recognized the actor. So it's okay, nonetheless. I mean, to me, the heart of it, which is so funny because it comes back with the criticism I was making at the beginning when they were showing flashbacks. Because in general, I just don't like that format personally. And it gets very hammy in some other types of shows where for every little thing mentioned, because they want to hook in new viewers, they'll give you that summary recap through flashbacks. But in this case, it's just hilarious to me, and I'm sure to you, that I made fun of it as something I didn't like. And then it's like, I needed that flashback to remember the guy who had problems with her. And yeah, and showing it, it jogged my memory. And but his story in and of itself, aside from the execution of what they were trying to show, I liked the story because it's not something I would have connected, and they did show very well in her episode, Alex's episode, that she was very much the bait for so many people who got killed with her vampire brothers. And I like how they tied it in to show the after effect or the consequences of those actions following her as a result. I thought that was good in terms of just coming up with a filler story that connects the dots to a previous episode, and it also adds a bit more layers for Alex to work with and I guess, gives her that decision to leave the life or leave or just not be around people who are in the hunting life. So I guess maybe the last time I'll see this actress, is that maybe what they're trying to get at there? Who knows? So also having it personally tied to Alex allowed the story to be more, allowed the episode to be easy for me to connect with because I know of the character and I actually liked her episode. So that's another thing that added for me is that if you didn't like Alex's initial episode, then this would probably be one I could see those viewers skipping. But because I did like her episode, it ties in okay for me to be like cool with this one. But what ruined it really essentially was the shots and the way the action was badly executed. So, and I'm on top of really corny lines, but that's okay. The show just shows kind of mastered the B movie style, and I think that's kind of deliberate anyway. So just moving forward with that, if anything, I would say what's just fun to rewatch, like if I were to play this, and I don't think I'm alone on that, is it's the dynamic with Jody and the girls at the dinner table. I mean, having Sam and Dean find themselves with home cooking, licking their fingers, and then boom, we get the whole sex and protection and condoms conversation. And I almost want, actually, let me just fast forward to it because I'm not even looking at that scene as I'm talking about it. I just want to go to it real quick here. Just because looking at Sam's reaction versus Dean's reaction is funny in and of itself. But Claire is a hoot. The way Catherine Newton talks, like the way she delivers her lines as this character is actually really funny. There's a comedy tone in it. I don't know if it's deliberate. I hope not, because it's funny for me. I'm not laughing at her, I'm laughing with her. So I hope that's intentional. Maybe she also reminds me of somebody in my family too. It cracked me up. But that whole scene was great. And Jody's reaction to Dean's face. It's funny because like at first they're all like, oh, then it just got way too much for them. Oh, freedom frame this moment right here. Dean's face and Sam's face. Okay, yeah. So that's for me the most memorable part of this whole episode is that dinner scene. That was great. That was great. And then touching in on Jody's perspective as a parent. Yeah, that's certainly a journey. That's certainly a journey that the show is taking with Jody. I'm fine with it. I mean, how far are they going to go? Essentially, she's just in a mamahood state. But then she's got the hunting aspect on the side with it. If anything, what I'm taking it as, and I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm wondering if that's what they're trying to do for future episodes. But I'm taking it as like, okay, what if excuse me, Mary, right? What if Mary had lived and we're seeing it through Jody's experience, how it could have been for her raising Sam and Dean as hunters if she had chosen that, right? If she had, just like we have Jody who's going to reluctantly still teach the ropes to Claire, but knowing the dangers of Claire possibly hurting her, getting hurt or dying. And I'm wondering if that's what they're trying to show, like what could have been for the boys. You know, just kind of like a parallel, possible, like almost like a what do you call it, an alternate universe kind of parallel, but we're just seeing it through Jody's perspective with two girls instead of two boys. Anyway, yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. Claire, I mean, I can't help but think like, oh, this would have been a hilarious episode, even more so, or just a really crazy episode if Claire met up with Cass and she didn't know it was Cass. So there's a part of me that's crossing my fingers that we will see Claire again, but this time it'll be Lucifer that should be talking to. Gosh, what if she's the one that actually notices that it's not Castiel? That would be quite fitting. That'd be quite fitting. And she's the one who like completely blurts it out. The way she blurts out everything in this show, and in this episode, you know, at the dinner table, even at the crime scene. Oh, she'd be the perfect character to be like, it's not Castiel, it's not him. I totally see that. Okay, there's not much else to say. I mean, it's a monster of the week-ish, but tied in nicely, like I said, with a previous episode that I could connect with a bit. So Ashamoji-wise then, I'm going to give it... Direction was so bad. Like, I'm serious, like it was. But I want to give it credit where it's due, so I want to be fair. I think good is good. It has its moments that if I were to rewatch this, watching another reactor in the future after I'm done the series, which is one of my plans, I'm going to watch other reactors watching the show. It would be for moments at the dinner table that I'd want to see them react to, and yeah, I can't give it past 3. I think it's a solid 3 at this point for me. Okay, but I completely understand if quite a number of you, it's just okay. Or maybe worse. Especially if you're not a Claire fan or you're not a Jody fan or whatever. Right? For those of you, if there's no Castiel, it's not an episode for you. I know about that faction. Okay, so there you have it. That's my reaction, my afterthoughts for episode number 12 of the 11th season of Supernatural. If you want access to my full, uncut, unfiltered reaction to this episode, including whatever paused commentary that I share only with my club members, as well as bonuses, details on joining my Asha Media TV club is in the description box below for you. Therefore, until my reaction to episode 13, I will see you in that video. I'm peacing out and tuning out. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos.